evening, welcome. This is Hot Edition. We're live from our news up at Desawe Kanda, also live on Kesme 107.1 in Tamale and beyond. We're live on W 93.5 in Wa and beyond. I am Alfred Okanse this evening here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7. Police foil attempted robbery at GCB Bank in Labone. 2 suspects killed, crossfire, 1 arrested. We'll give you details of this incident that happened just a little over an hour ago. We'll give you some updates here on Hot Edition. Interior Minister orders the IGP to probe and take disciplinary action over the custody breach, which has attracted the condemnation of the Christian Council as well, condemning the assault on handcuffed cleric, calls for calm and lawful action. The police has, however, arrested a suspect in the viral video who slapped the detained pastor. Stay with us. We've got details for you here on Hot Edition. Unfortunately, 11 people confirmed dead, several others injured in Ofankor barrier accident. We have updates for you here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7. The Ghana Fire Service will be joining us with some updates on this and more in the next 1 hour. Stay with us. Also, the new Patriotic Party has been addressing the press regarding the Accra bribery scandal. Stay with us. We've got details for you, exactly what their position is and the demands that they are making of the president. All these and more here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7. Let's settle for a summary of the news now. Enyonam Haliga is here.
Hi, Alfred.
Hello.
So in today's summaries, the Ofankor lawmaker Kojo Ofankor has urged President John Dramani Mahama to ensure that the Ghana Cocoa Board bill is rescinded. He urged the president to use the recall of Parliament to begin to process the bill for all the issues raised by the minority against it to be addressed. In a post on his X page, he said, and I quote, "It's interesting to hear that Parliament has been recalled. I pray Mr. President will use this opportunity to rescind the new Cocoa Board bill and address the problematic portions before repassing it." Move on to some political stories as the opposition New Patriotic Party has scheduled its national executive elections for Saturday, October 3, 2026, with the party urging aspirants and their supporters to conduct their campaign in a peaceful and decorous manner. The party has announced nomination fees of 50,000 Ghana cedis for national chairman aspirants, while candidates seeking the position of vice chair will pay 30,000 Ghana cedis. Now, the Ghana High Commissioner to the United Kingdom and Ireland has raised concerns about what she described as excessive expenditure on Ghanaian scholarship beneficiaries to the UK to study courses. Now, speaking on TV3's Ghana Tonight, she indicated that she has reviewed documents relating to 3 or 4 cases in which individuals awarded scholarships to seek programs such as Masters of Business Administration and Public Policy in the United Kingdom traveled with their spouses and children at the expense of the state. And finally, the 2024 New Patriotic Party vice presidential candidate, Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh, has appealed to Ghanaians to uphold respect and responsibility in political discourse, cautioning against the use of democratic freedom to justify insult and personal attacks. In a statement on his Facebook post on Tuesday, he said democracy allows citizens to challenge leaders, political parties, and ideas, but such criticism must not undermine the dignity of those being criticized. And Alfred, that's it for summaries this afternoon.
Thank you so much. You can find more news on 3news.com. Make some time and visit 3news.com. This is Hot Edition. We're live on Kesme 107.1 in Tamale and also on W 93.5 in Wa and beyond. Let's go on to our first story. Unfortunate incident that happened in the early hours of today. 11 people have so far been confirmed dead following a violent collision between a tipper truck and a sprinter bus at the Ofankor barrier on the Accra-Kumasi highway earlier this morning. Several others with severe injuries have been conveyed to the various hospitals for treatment. The early morning crash left the sprinter severely damaged and several passengers trapped under the wreckage. If you go on our Facebook page at 3FM927, we're showing you images of this accident that happened earlier today, with the pictures and videos of the vehicles involved in the accident. It's an unfortunate development we're hearing right now. If you go on our Facebook page at 3FM927, we're showing you the videos and pictures of this accident that happened earlier today. Emergency personnel were dispatched to the scene to free those trapped and provide immediate assistance to survivors. According to AD1 Alex Kenate, who's going to be joining us shortly, the rescue team worked to extricate victims from the mangled vehicle and transport those with serious injuries to medical facilities. A female victim whose legs were reportedly severed in the collision was amongst those evacuated from the scene by ambulance. The accident affected traffic flow along the highway, with a section of the road temporarily restricted to allow emergency crews to work. So if you go on our Facebook page right now at 3FM927 on Facebook and also on YouTube, we're showing you videos of this accident that occurred earlier today and unfortunately claiming the lives of 11 people. This was after the video you're seeing is when the emergency respondents got there. The Accra Fire Service was able to cut through the vehicles involved in this particular accident and to rescue persons who were trapped in there. We understand quite a number of people were trapped in these vehicles that were involved in the accident, and also a 15-year-old who lost both legs, unfortunately, to this accident. Go on our Facebook page right now at 3FM927 and let's go on to the telephone line and let's have a conversation. Let's get Dio1 Emmanuel Boni, who is the head of public affairs of the Ghana National Fire Service, is joining us on the telephone. Dio1, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Unfortunately, we lost him on the telephone. Or try to raise him back on the telephone and have a conversation with him. But it's a very troubling development as we're seeing right now here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7. This comes to add on to a number of road accidents that has occurred on this Accra-Kumasi highway, and unfortunately claiming lives in the process. But this is the reality of the situation as we've been showing you right now. If you go on our Facebook page at 3FM927 on Facebook and on YouTube, you'll see the reflection of what we're seeing right now and what happened earlier today. And we'll go on to the telephone right now, and the Ghana National Fire Service is joining us with some updates on this development to get some at least some information on how those who sustained injuries are doing as we speak. And Eddie Boni is joining us. Eddie Boni, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Edwin. Good evening to you. Can you hear us?
Good evening.
Thank you so much for agreeing to talk to us. First of all, what's the situation at the... Hello?
Your voice is not audible enough.
Can you hear us now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think it's better.
Perfect. What's the situation at the accident scene as we speak? We understand some persons who are using that road say...
It is gone off completely.
Can you hear me?
Okay, let's speak now.
Okay, the last time we spoke, you said 11 people have been confirmed dead, correct? Hello?
Hello. Where I am, then I think the network.
No, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me? We'll rectify the connection and get through to Ediwan Boni, who is the head of public affairs at the Ghana National Fire Service, to give us some updates on this accident as we've reported throughout the day. This happened earlier today. 11 people have been confirmed dead. Also, we understand scores of persons have been reported with several injuries various degrees of injuries. Now, I want to find out exactly what they're doing, right, how they're doing right now, and then also what the Ghana National Fire Service is also doing. When understand the National Road Safety Authority dispatches officials to this accident scene to get a first-hand view of it, and then also what is happening at the accident scene as we speak. But let's get a quick update on if Radio 1 Bonnie's line is clear now. Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. I was asking the last time we spoke, you said some 11...
Alfred,
Hello?
your voice is very faint.
Can you hear me?
But other guy who was speaking, I can hear him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you a little bit.
You indicated 11 people have been confirmed dead, correct? Hello? We'll try to clear that connection too, but let's also see if we're able to get through to other persons who also give us some information on this latest development regarding this accident. It's a very unfortunate development with what we're hearing right now. And a few other persons who have been speaking to us on it, and also some eyewitnesses who have been sharing their thoughts with us on this particular development, one that we've been keeping an eye on since morning here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7, also on Kesme 107.1 in Tamale. We're on W 93.5 in Wa and beyond. It appears ADO1 Abe is on the move. We understand he is in a moving vehicle. The appeal is to have him stop so that we can have a conversation with him on the issues regarding this particular accident. But if you go on our Facebook page at 3FM 927, you'll see the videos of this accident. Anyone, can you hear us now?
Yes.
Good. If you are in a moving vehicle, kindly stop so that you have a clear connection to me, okay? Hello? Anyone, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. Good. Now, you said 11 people have been confirmed dead, correct? Hello? Unfortunately, Radio 1 will try to get through to other persons who will be able to get some clear connection to it. He is in a moving vehicle, and that's affecting the connection as we're having it. But as we do know now, share your thoughts with us at 3FM927 on Facebook and on YouTube, and let's hear from you. But away from that, let's deal with some other matters as well. As has been playing out, the Ghana Police Service has foiled an attempted robbery at a GCB Bank branch in Labone, with 2 suspected robbers shot dead and another arrested. 2 armed robbers have been killed in a shootout with the police only hours after that emergency call. The robbers, 3 in number, attempted to rob the Labone branch of GCB Bank, but police foiled the robbery, leading to the arrest of 1 person. Meanwhile, the management of the bank has denied that the bank was the target of the robbery. Let's get in Joseph Armstrong Goldalogbe, who was there for us to get an update on this incident that happened just about 2 hours ago. This robbery, which was reported, the Ghana Police Service is reported to have foiled this robbery attack. And then also a security analyst will be joining us, Richard Kumado, will be joining us with his thoughts on this particular development. And we get onto the telephone now. Richard Commando is a security analyst, going to be joining us shortly. We'll have a conversation on this development, this incident that we're just getting some more updates on with this attempted robbery that has been foiled by the Ghana Police Service. We'll get through to him shortly to get an update on this development. The Ghana Police Service released a statement earlier, not too long ago, with information of the foiled attempted robbery at a GCB Bank branch in Labone, with 2 suspected robbers shot dead and another arrested. Now, we have pictures and videos of this particular foiled robbery attack in Labone. The incident occurred earlier today when the suspects allegedly attempted to carry out a robbery at the bank. Police personnel responded to the incident and managed to thwart the operation. 2 of the suspected robbers were shot during the police intervention and died, while a 3rd suspect was arrested and is currently in police custody. Emmanuel Kuting is joining us on the
number you have dialed is in
telephone now. Mr. Kuting, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Alfred, thank you for having me. Very good evening to your cherished listeners.
You've been also monitoring this development with the police giving us this information on the foiled robbery attack. We understand 2 of the suspected robbers were killed in action. And also the other person, the 3rd one, also injured. I want to find out your thoughts about this particular development, because this is coming at a time when, if you recall, just about 2 months ago, there was a similar incident that led to the police also foiling an attempted robbery attack. What do you make of this one?
In fact, Alfred, I'm one person who is against taking lives of suspects. But under the circumstances and from the information and videos some of us have been privileged to see, I think the police did the right thing. They are doing a very, very incredible jobs with very limited resources. I think we should be asking ourselves why these incidences are becoming one too many. Because if we want to focus on the police and the usual chastising we give them when fatalities do result from their action, I think it doesn't augur well for the overall health of the police as an institution. We'll be treating the symptoms and not the real problems. So you see, as a country, it looks as if we are leaving behind our youth, and we have a large population batch of youth who are not getting opportunities, who are not getting decent jobs. Coupled with the easy availability of substances in every corner you turn in this country, tramor, red, wheat, and those kind of things. And to top up with that, the ECOWAS free movement of persons, where we don't really have an accountable system to track who comes in and who goes out. It fuels transnational crimes, especially within Ghana, where we have a lot of amenities and our democracy is peaceful as compared to other West African countries. So we have to really look at that target. The incident that happened today, Alfred, for people to just wake up and attack a bank, it takes a very elaborate planning and time to execute that. And if you look at the videos some of us have been privileged to watch, it was between the life of the law enforcement and the life of the alleged robbers. So, Alfred, if we're in this situation as a law enforcement, will you enliven the suspect or you wait to be enlivened? So that is why we have to be cautious, especially when we are criticizing our law enforcement agencies, especially when the incident just occurred and there's little information available. Because if you go to social media and you listen to the commentary from citizens, it leaves much to be desired. I think we need to really educate our citizens to look at the strict protocols under which our security personnel operate in situations like this. Even in the U.S., that is the father of democracy. a peace officer will not wait at the least opportunity when his life is threatened. He will take the trigger. So we should stop criticizing our security agencies and deal with the real issues, just like I mentioned, Alfred.
It's good to appreciate you for this. Kindly stay on for me, because we have videos of this foiled robbery attack. If you go on our Facebook page at 3FM927 and also on YouTube at 3FM927, we're showing you a video of when these two robbers were gunned down by the police, and the third suspect as well, who is in police custody. And let's get on to let's hear the security officer who was there at this particular site of this incident. But before that, Joseph Armstrong Godalogbe is my colleague. He was at this incident site, this particular armed robbery attack that was foiled by the Ghana Police Service in Labone. We understand the GCB Bank management say they were not the target of this robbery. Now, we're going to get the full statement from GCB Bank regarding this particular foiled robbery attack. But, Joseph, you were there. Now, what have you gathered from this crime scene? Hello, Joseph?
Yeah, hello, Alfred.
Yes, what have you gathered from this foiled armed robbery crime scene?
So, Alfred, earlier we saw the police give some release indicating that this thing happened at a particular place, which is the GCB Bank. And later we also saw GBC coming in to say that nothing of such has happened within their premises. Find out what exactly happened, where it happened, and how it happened. And I came across some eyewitnesses who told me that the alleged robbers were parked at a restaurant, in front of a restaurant by name Yaya Restaurant, in front of the restaurant, and not inside the restaurant, but in front of the restaurant by name Yaya Restaurant. And they've been parked there since 8 a.m. until about 1:30 p.m. thereabout, that a police CID vehicle drove in, and the moment they saw the police CID vehicle, the alleged robbers parked in a car from 8 a.m. immediately moved from where they were parked, and then they headed towards inside cantonment area. But the CID personnel insisted they stop. They refused to stop, leading to the CID personnel shooting at them. First, they began by shooting their ties, and later, when they realized that they were not stopping, they have to now chase them, leading to the gunning down of two of them. And later, the third person was also shot and was later picked up and sent to the police for further investigation. So after that's what really happened, according to eyewitnesses you spoke to earlier today.
I see. And in the video, we see this vehicle mangled at the front. That's an Ash, that's a Toyota vehicle mangled at the front, and with the security, that's the Ghana Police Service, directing traffic. Are you able to tell us exactly what happened then? Was it that the vehicle that was being used by the robbers who were gunned down?
One of the eyewitnesses told me the alleged robbers were driving a Toyota Highlander. That's what they came to park in front of the said restaurant. So yes, if that's the vehicle you are seeing, then exactly so, Alfred.
I see. Yeah, that's what we're seeing right now. If you go on our Facebook page at 3FM927, you'll see the vehicle in question that these robbers were reported to be using, and that also has the front mangled as a result of that clash with the Ghana Police Service officials. You've been speaking to some of the eyewitnesses as well there. What have they been telling you beyond what the bank has also issued? They saw, this attempted robbery. Where exactly was it targeted? Was it closer to the bank? Was it in the bank or on the customer of the bank?
So, Alfred, the closest bank to where the alleged robbers were parked, according to one security man, the security man I spoke to, the closest bank happens to be Zenith Bank, and not even the Ghana Commercial Bank. The Ghana Commercial Bank is a little further from where the Zenith Bank was, and the vehicle, the Toyota Highlander, which the alleged robbers were in, was rather parked very close to the Zenith Bank, next to Yaya restaurant, and then next to them is the GCB Bank, and then a little further, you will see the UBA Bank, and then you see another commercial bank, and other trading activities happening there. Some very high-class hotels all scattered along that area. So where the incident happened, particularly, you may not be able to tell that it happened at point A or point B, even where the shooting took place, leading to the death of the two of the alleged robbers, was not in any premises. It was right on the middle road. If you know where we have this Wachi, Antimuni Wachi, the junction leading to Antimuni Wachi, that's the junction on which those alleged robbers were shot, right in front of the junction leading to Antimuni Wachi area. And that particular place, you see there's no bank. It's closer to a place where there's a church. Is it Risen Christ Church, something? I'm not too sure of the name, but what I could remember is Risen Church along that area, but not a particular bank where you see that the robbers were headed. Maybe the police CID picked an intel that these people were planning to rob bank A, B, C, D, but maybe the one who has been arrested upon interrogation can further give us more explanation to why exactly they were parked and where they were parked since 8 a.m.
And rightly so, and I'm so appreciate you for this, and thank you for this update. Joseph Armstrong Gold Alogbe is my colleague who went to this scene of the attempted robbery in Labone. Well, just as he just narrated, this incident, per the information he had, happened not anywhere close to the GCB Bank. So the GCB Bank issued a statement indicating that this robbery was not targeted at them. Mr. Gotin, I juxtapose the GCB statement and their position and also what the police put out in their statement. If you go on our Facebook page at 3FM927, we have the police statement on this. Police says fuel robbery attempt on Labone GCB Bank. One suspect arrested, 2 gunned down. The Ghana Police Service today, 13th August 2026, for the robbery attempt on the GCB Bank, Labone, Accra. 2 suspects have been gunned down. 1 has been arrested. Further details will be communicated. That's it. That's what the police put out not too long ago. Now GCB Bank says, you know what, this robbery was not targeted. We were not the targets of this robbery. Our correspondent who went there also indicated, at least based on the information he gathered from the eyewitnesses, the nearest bank is not even GCB Bank. So what's happening? How do you analyze this police statement and what we're learning of now?
Well, Alfred, we can only speak to official records. And with the advent of the Signal Bureau, it has aided our intelligence agencies to be able to get information in real time, even intercept communications. It could even happen that the intelligence available to our law enforcement, the bank was not privy to. So that was why they moved into for such an attack. Because if the law enforcement agencies, maybe having the intelligence they had, didn't act to avert, I always say that it's better to prevent than waiting. When the incident happens, you respond. Because when you are responding, mostly the casualty rate would have been higher. So let's let sleeping dogs lie and call for an investigation to see the intelligence, the security agencies act and acted. And Alfred, if you're a law-abiding citizen and you are driving your car and the police stops you, what prevents you from stopping? From the narration, per your own correspondent, when the police stop them, they try to drive away. The police try deflating their tires by shooting the tires of the car. Is that not the case? And
yes, that's what it said.
Exactly. So it means that there was credible evidence that they were up to something. As a law-abiding citizen, when the police officer stopped me, I have nothing to hide. Alfred, what do I have to do? I submit myself. It's because of our own safety that these peace officers are on the street for us. So when things like this happen and we are quick to criticize them and chastise them, we will rather demoralize their spirit. And more often than not, when incidents like this even happen, in order for them not to get this kind of criticisms we are quick to give them, they will not be motivated to act. So to me, it's a fluid situation. Let's call for the evidence they had. That's the beauty of democracy. Then we can situate the problem and analyze it accurately. But from where I sit as an analyst, I can only speak to official records I have. And the official records I have did indicate what the police have collaborated in their press statement. So for the bank, the Ghana Commercial Bank to come out and say that they were not the target, I think is quite misplaced. What they should have done is to find out from the police. Yes, you are there to protect us. Go to any bank, the commercial bank. The police officers are guiding the banks. Is there an intelligence you had that we were not privy to, or what? What is the intention of the bank releasing this statement that they were not the target of the armed robbery? This brings a lot of misinformation, and that has given credence to the kind of criticisms the police are getting on social media. And I don't feel it's healthy for the institution and for us as Ghanaians, and for that matter, building our democracy. If you take the police as a service 24 hours from this country, Alfred, you cannot even move anywhere. So
right.
We have to credit them and call for investigations if you feel that probably something is not adding up.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Emmanuel Koting is a security analyst joining us with his thoughts on the latest development regarding this fraud armed robbery attack in Labone. Well, I referenced the GCB Bank statement. We have a copy of it. If you go on our Facebook page right now, there are two things we're showing you. The foiled armed robbery scene with the bodies of these deceased suspected robbers after that gunned down by the police are being carried into the bucket of a pickup, and also the vehicles involved in this foiled robbery attempt, all in the video we're showing you, with the police personnel wielding their weapons as well, approaching this pickup that carried the dead bodies of these suspected armed robbers, put in the bucket of the pickup and drove away. So that's what we're showing you right now, 3FM927 on Facebook, and also on YouTube. You can go there and get to see these live videos right now. And as I indicated, GCB Bank issued a statement. We have a copy of it. We'll put it on the screen right now. GCB Bank, in their statement, clearly say the attention of the GCB Bank has been drawn to reports regarding an attempted robbery incident in the Labone area of Accra, with reference being made to GCB Bank. GCB Bank wishes to clarify that no robbery or attempted robbery took place at our Labone branch or on the bank's premises. At no point was the branch breached, and no customer, member of staff, funds or property of the bank was affected. The Labone branch remains secure, and customers can continue to conduct their banking transactions with confidence. GCB Bank takes the safety and security of customers, employees, and facilities very seriously, and continues to maintain robust security measures across its network. And they're talking about contact with relevant authorities, and they'll continue to monitor developments regarding this incident. So that's the GCB Bank's statement, also responding to these reports of the foiled robbery attack. So we're keeping an eye on this particular one. We'll be updating you as we go on here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7. We're also on Kesme 107.1 in Tamale and on W93.5 in Y and beyond. Let's go on the telephone now. Reverend Cyril Crab is the founder of the Accident Victims Support Ghana. He's joining us on the telephone for a quick update on the 11 persons who reported dead in that Ofankor accident on the Accra-Kumasi highway, and also a number of persons who have been confirmed with various degrees of injury. Reverend Crab, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Thank you for joining us. Now, you've been to the accident scene, from what we're hearing, and then also visiting some of the injured. Kindly update us on how the injured are doing. What's happening to them as we speak?
All right. Thank you very much, and a quick good evening to your listeners. And thank you for having me as well. Currently, we are dealing with a situation which is out of hand. Yes, like you said, I've been to the accident scene, and it was very sad when you look at the mangled cars and even the way the narration from eyewitnesses is quite very gory. There were quite of issues that they raised, which I've noted down, and I'm yet to reconnect to the National Safety Authority and give them my findings and what the people are saying, so that we will use it for road safety education purposes. The victims the survivors indeed were sent to. The 13 survivors were sent to 3 various hospitals, namely the Achimota Hospital, Ga East and Ga North. And so I engaged with police, and I said I must commend the police for the work that they've done. So they were able to direct me to the hospitals, which I went there and I visited them. Okay, so at the Achimota Hospital, 2 of them will be discharged. They look like they are within the same area. So their families are there with them. Alice and Gifty will be discharged today to go back home to go and continue their treatment. 2 of them, there were 4 there. 2 have been also sent, referred to other hospitals. Now, I also visited Ga East, where there is a 12-year-old who was sending the father to the hospital. Unfortunately, the father died in the accident, but the girl had his 2 legs. The 12-year-old has his 2 legs amputated, and currently is in the intensive care and is recovering. And so I visited the hospital. I asked how she's doing. The family had not come for her at the moment, and so I'm adding it that wherever the family are, she's called Angelina, the family should quickly go to their aid, or else I'll have to take it up and then address it appropriately. 5 of them, including the driver of the mangled car who survived, are there currently, and they are receiving treatment. They are responding. I think one of them is currently in a very 50-50 shape, but the rest of them are responding to treatment. And I came to Ganos. I think 4 of them have been referred back to Ridge Hospital, and I'm yet to go to Ridge Hospital and then to take care of them. So far, this is what I've been able to do with my team to see to the welfare and well-being of the victim as our work demand.
And you're saying that there was a 12-year-old who was taking her father to the hospital, yes, and her father died in this accident.
Yes, exactly.
She has had
exactly
two legs.
Yes, her 2. In fact, during the extrication, they realized that her 2 legs had been chopped off, and I think she is one of the situations that people have really emphasized on. And the hospital have called on me to do whatever I can to come to her aid, which, of course, tomorrow our team are going to sit down for her sake. And other ones, we're going to write to the appropriate quarters to intervene for her quickly. I'll send you a picture of the recovery. I didn't see her personally because where she was very intensive, but I engaged with the authorities at the hospital, and they gave me briefing that currently they are praying that she comes back to life, but her 2 legs had already been chopped off. She was only taking her father to the hospital, and the father had died in the accident. She has also lost 2 legs. So we are going to treat it as a special case, because when there are children involved, and the accident victim support do not sleep at all, we take it as a special case, and we are going to deal with it.
And I thank you very much for this update, Reverend Silkrab there. Quite heartbreaking details as we have it. The National Road Safety has issued a statement as well, deeply saddened by the tragic crash that occurred Thursday, 13th August 2026 along the John Tay Ofankor corridor. This devastating accident claimed, well, they have just updated the death toll. So right now, the death toll has increased from 11 to 12. 12 people confirmed dead, several others injured. Now, it involved 7 vehicles, including 2 heavily loaded tipper trucks, 2 passenger sprinter buses, 2 private saloon cars, and 1 tricycle. The authority extends its heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families and the transport associations affected by this tragedy. We also wish the injured persons a full and speedy recovery. The victims have been conveyed to the Ganorth Municipal Hospital, the Achimota Hospital, where they are also receiving urgent medical care in collaboration with the Motor Traffic and Transport Department, Ghana Police Service, and other stakeholders. The National Road Safety Authority is working proactively to manage the traffic situation and restore order along the corridor. So that's the information from the National Road Safety Authority. We have an update on the death toll, unfortunately, increased to 12 people confirmed dead, and also 7 vehicles reported to have been involved in this accident. If you go on our Facebook page at 3FM927, we're showing you the videos of this accident as the details as has been given by the National Road Safety Authority with the 7 vehicles involved. The death toll now just went up to 12. That's the update that we have right now from the National Road Safety Authority. Live here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7, also on Kesme 107.1 in Tamale. We're live on W 93.5 in Wa and beyond. Your thoughts, your views, your comments, your opinions are welcome. We read out to you and to the rest of the world on the issues that we're looking at so far here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7. Away from that, it's some 17 minutes to the top of the hour, 6 p.m. The New Patriotic Party has been addressing the press regarding the AXA bribery scandal, which the details emerged after Ghanaian American Owusu Beko was convicted in the United States, awaiting sentencing on the 10th of November 2026. He possibly will be slapped with a maximum jail term of 30 years. The MPP says they are calling on the president, John Dramani Mahama, to set up a commission of inquiry to look into the issues that were brought to the fore after the conviction of Owusu Beko.
Officials, but a relative of President John Mahama, in order to push a power plant deal through at the height of doing so, when what Ghana was desperately seeking additional electricity generation capacity. One of the emails presented to the jury referred to a Ghanaian official who was awaiting his expected payment as waiting for holy rain. There was therefore nothing holy about those payments. If the expression holy rain was used to describe money expected by officials involved in the transaction, then what Ghana witnessed was not a rain of blessings, but a rain of corruption. One that threatens to expose the manner in which decisions affecting the national interest may have been compromised for private gain. More disturbingly, the matter has now become an international embarrassment for Ghana because the evidence was not uncovered through a successful domestic prosecution, but through proceedings in the United States. How shameful. The evidence before the United States court concerned efforts by Goldman Sachs, acting through its United Kingdom subsidiary, to secure a transaction for its client. For the project to proceed, AXA required an emergency power agreement and the necessary approvals from several Ghanaian institutions and officials, including the Ministry of Power, Cabinet, the Ghana Grid Company Limited, GridCo, and the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, PURC. The prosecution's case was that improper payments were contemplated or made to individuals connected with the approval process. The evidence presented to the court identifies several categories of Ghanaian officials and persons connected to the transaction. So who are these government and public officials under the then President Mahama administration who were bought. Per the record of the U.S. court based on which the conviction was made, the government/public officials and close relatives of the president at the time who were involved in the scheme are as follows. The Minister of Power at the time. He was responsible for this execution of the Emergency Power Agreement on the 12th of May 2015. Prosecutors proved that the conspirators discussed paying $1 million to the Minister of Power and $250,000 to his senior advisor. Ghana Official 1, advisor to the minister. The man said to have been waiting for the Holy Rain, chased progress, demanded weekly reports, and was assured of his full support and cooperation. Ghana Official 2. Senior Ministry of Power official on the emergency project team, listed as $10,000 on the ledger. The press. Very interesting.
That's the Mensha South Member of Parliament, Nana Bafwa Jewa, addressing the press earlier today. Mutala Yakubu is here with the latest in the world of sports. We're going to go for the quick break. When you're back, we'll get some more.
2 days, 3 regions. From Accra through Kwao to Kumasi, hundreds of kilometers.
On 3FM. Time for sports. My name is Mutala Yakubu. Now let's talk about the latest that is happening. Currently, the Black Queens of Ghana are locked in a game that they are playing for a place in the Intercontinental Playoff against Ivory Coast in the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. And as it stands, Ghana are down by a goal to nil. So we're hoping the Queens would get back. But earlier in the day, there was a standoff between the Ministry for Youth and Sport, or the Ministry for Sports and Recreation, and the Black Queens, where the Queens issued a statement detailing stuff that has happened so far with them. And they say that they've actually taken notice that the Ministry for Sports and Recreation are owing them some per diems. And also, they say that they've not been offered enough support with regards to what they are currently going through in Morocco. Let me read portions of the statement from the Black Queens. And it was a detailed one where the Queens even talked about per diem not being paid on time at the moment. Also talked about the fact that they've only had a visit from the minister once together with the GFA president. And since then, they've not met both of them in this tournament and are without the proper mental support. They said that all these things affected them, and it is the reason why they are struggling at the tournament. And the ministry hit back also releasing a statement saying that they've paid a lot of monies to the Black Queens, giving evidence of these payments in terms of per diem and also qualification bonuses being sent to them. But the Queen says that they've taken notice of the ministry's reply, and in due course they would also hit back, especially now that they are locked in the game against Ivory Coast. Right after that game, we will get something from them. Now the ministry together with the GFA would also be having a conversation concerning this issue, which is currently ongoing. Now let me read portions of the statement from the Black Queens as they responded to the ministry. They say that We know that the ministry was able to issue a public statement addressing our concern, yet there was no direct response to the players. We made repeated attempts to contact the ministry, but received no acknowledgement, clear update, or meaningful communication regarding the issue we raised. As the players are directly affected, we believe we deserve to be heard and engaged with before a public response was issued. Going public was not our preferred choice. That is from the Black Queens players. It was the last resort after our attempt to communicate were met with continued silence. Had the ministry engaged us directly, we would have preferred to resolve these matters privately and continuously. Now, we are not trying to create conflict. We are simply asking the basic communication, respect, transparency, and accountability from those responsible for supporting the Black Queens. We would like to address the key points raised in the ministry statement and clarify our position on the following matters. Now, with regards to per diem, this is what the Black Queens are saying. We started our official camp on July 11, so our question is simple. Why were the per diems not paid from the start of the camp? The ministry refers to payment from 26th onwards, but our official duties began on 11 July. We believe this period should also be accounted for and clarified. Now, winning qualification bonus, this is where the biggest confusion is. The same minister and the ministry paid us qualification bonus last year. So we are surprised by the current statement that there is no qualification bonus under the current framework. On 28 July, the minister came to our training session and told us that the accountant would bring our qualification bonus for the Egypt matches. When he arrived, he brought only $700, which he also shared on his social media. This was not the qualification bonus communicated to us. We are simply asking for clarity, consistency, and transparency regarding commitment. Then, in terms of support, which the Black Queens earlier stated that they are not getting enough, this is what they responded to the ministry's statement. They say that we are not asking for special treatment. We are asking for better treatment. We represent Ghana and deserve respect, transparency, and proper support. We also ask, when was the first dedicated budget allocated specifically to the Black Queens? We work hard, make sacrifices, and represent Ghana with pride. We deserve to be treated with fairness and respect. This message is from the Black Queens players, and we wish ourselves the best of luck as they are locked currently in a game against Ivory Coast. That game, as I said, it's 1-0 to Ivory Coast, and if it ends this way, it means that the Queens would be heading back home, which is not a good one for us. Let's see how this one will end, and by the close of day today, maybe we'll get another response, maybe from the ministry to clarify their standpoint at the moment. That's all by way of sports here on 3FM's Hot Edition. My name is Mutala Yakubu. There's more after this.
From Accra through Kwao to Kumasi, hundreds of kilometers of rhythm, road, and discovery. Hundreds of riders expected. One national journey. This is more than cycling. This is Ghana in motion. 28th and 29th August. To register or participate, call or WhatsApp 0
Me 107.1 in Tamale. We're live on W93.5 in Wa and beyond. The Christian Council of Ghana has condemned the alleged assault of a Christian cleric while in police custody amid growing tensions between sections of the Christian and Muslim communities. The Ghana Police Service arrested Sibame Zakaria, a man captured in a viral video assaulting a suspect. An official statement shared on the service's Facebook page doesn't name the assaulted suspect or where the said assault occurred. According to the police, the imam allegedly made the statement while delivering a sermon at a mosque at Intensre in the Echuma Wabijat North District of the Ashanti region. While condemning the alleged insults against Prophet Muhammad, the council has also rejected the resort to violence, urging Christians and Muslims to exercise restraint and avoid further reprisals, both online and offline. The council is calling on the security agencies to deal with all infractions impartially, swiftly, and strictly in accordance with the law. The Christian Council says Ghana's religious harmony has been built over the years of collaboration between Christians and Muslim leaders and must not be allowed to deteriorate. It is therefore urging all parties to allow the law to take its course and refrain from actions that could further inflame passions and tensions. Earlier, the Executive Secretary of the Peace Council, Dr. George Amo, spoke to us about the need for religious harmony. And this is what he had to say regarding this particular development, and also urging calm and ensuring that all persons in this matter are able to, as it were, address the matters in the best way possible and to ensure that there is no further escalation of this incident. The Ghana Police Service has also given an update on this particular one as well. And before we go here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7, let's go back to our earlier story where the New Patriotic Party is calling on the President, John Dramani Mahama, to establish a commission of inquiry to look into this Accra bribery scandal. Adam Sedan, who's a co-chair of the Citizens Movement Against Corruption, also the chairperson of the African Union Advisory Body on Anti-Corruption. Zana, good evening. Thank you for joining us. It appears that in the statement of the MPP, they don't have confidence in Yoko, the Attorney General, or the Office of the Special Prosecutor to investigate this AXA deal, at least to establish the culpability on the Ghanaian side. Now, with the call for the Commission of Inquiry, is it one that you support?
No, I don't. There are institutions of states that are mandated by law. OSP is mandated to investigate these kinds of matters. The OSP has already indicated that they supported the Department of Justice in this case. So I don't see why we should be creating a commission of inquiry into this matter.
But they detail the reasons why. They say because of the record of the Attorney General, for instance, he shouldn't be involved in any investigation because anybody who is involved, who is a member of the NDC, is cleared from the wrongdoing through knowledge prosecutors and others. You don't see any reason in that?
Well, I don't think I am in a position to comment on the capacity or otherwise of the Attorney General. Actually, I think that this is a situation where you would have had a damned if you do, a damned if you don't. Because, you see, as Attorney General, it is part of his mandate to deal with cases like this. It's reasonably so. So if he didn't make any comment at all, people will say, there you go. He's disinterested in cases that involve his people. Now that he's shown an interest, now they look the next step and said, oh, but nothing will come out of it. To the extent that we have other agencies that can also investigate, and from my perspective, once the OSP has already been investigating these matters, I don't see why not. What issue do they have with the OSP investigating this? What arguments did they make in that instance?
Essentially saying that, we have had one too many of these international transactions bringing embarrassment to Ghana. They cited quite a number of them setting the precedence for it. They didn't mention specifically the OSP, but they say that to the extent that the likes of the Mabe and Johnson, Airbus, and others didn't go well, then let's have a commission of inquiry.
Oh, what did they mean it didn't go well? The Airbus scandal was fully investigated. The special prosecutor said there was no case against the government official one, etc. I mean, we should not begin to undermine the credibility of institutions who finish their work. And this was not under their tenure. There was a sitting government that raised this issue. And yet the person they appointed came back and said, no, even though you triggered this process, we've drawn the conclusion there's nothing to write home about. I think that we should be careful that we don't draw all institutions of state into partisan political space. I honestly don't think that a commission of inquiry is necessary under these circumstances. I think that there are institutions of state that have the mandate and they are already seized with the matter. Therefore, they have a head start. And they are better equipped in terms of experience and logistics to do this kind of thing compared to a commission of inquiry.
Zano, thank you very much for joining us. We'll talk again at 10 p.m. on Ghana Tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Adam Senano is the co-chair of the Citizens Movement Against Corruption, joining us here on Hot Edition. Stay with us on 3FM 92.7. The drive continues. I am Alfred Okanse. Join me at 10 p.m. on TV3 for Ghana Tonight. On behalf of the team, Sixtus, Rosalind, Tofik, have a good evening.